Okay, so I got to do a quick breakdown about Real Housewives, and I really want to talk about all the franchises, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, how that went. Potomac was really good. I actually thought Wendy and Giselle were like on fire, as was Stacy. But right now, I just cannot understand, and I'm sure there is an answer for this, but I don't understand why Bravo is not really working with Kenya Moore. And the bigger question is, it seems like a lot of times when things happen, and obviously things did happen, Kenya may have misstepped a little bit, but wasn't there a moment even with Portia when she was doing her show and all of a sudden, it was like too much or whatever. Remember, the spinoff was a lot, and then she was gone for a couple years. And the reason I mention all that is because it's kind of seeming like it's gonna feel weird that I think right now Kenya's kind of being scolded for the actions that she had done on the show. I guess the situation with Brittany, but where it gets frustrating is the network. You're doing a show that's about taking little jabs at each other and one up this one, one up that next one with the big moment. And where's the line though? And I say all that to say I of course respect 1000% Kenya may have misstepped, but watching Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 without the impact of Kenya Moore, it just really feels like the show probably will go nowhere. I of course still think Cynthia's wonderful on it. I think Shamia's wonderful on it. I miss Sanya from last season. I miss even Marlo, but as you know, when you watch my, series here, I'm always talking about how wonderful Kenya Moore is. So I just don't know. The big question is, in the world of reality TV, when the cast members are sort of put on the show to nudge and jab a little bit, where is the line, And I think another question that we have to ask is, Kenya Moore, in terms of the treatment that is happening, in terms of her not being on the artwork, not being in the, she was demoted to a friend of role, there's no confessional. These are big moments of what make you a great television personality or reality star. If she's going through all this now, I mean, next season, if things mellow down, when they re-ask her to come back, because clearly Kenya's always going to be a superstar, should she say no, I'm done with it? Or what is, if you're in the mind of Kenya Moore, or if you're a fan of Kenya Moore, what should she do? Should she just sit it out, bow out gracefully, or do you think she's got other stuff in the works? I would love to see her doing so many other things. I mean, this is Kenya Moore from the 90s. We should not make that a joke. That was high esteem, high cachet back in the day. So the whole thing is just interesting. And I guess, and I was on the phone with a friend recently, and it was the whole Real Housewives Bravo series itself, the franchises respectively, they just are moving in such a direction, and they got to go back to the fun. And if we're going to talk about Kenya Moore, one of the reasons Kenya was as good as she was is because she was fun. Kenya was always fun and funny, catty or whatever, but it was that is missing. And I think it's the level of the television program needs to be focused on being a good television program, not trying to get a meme, not trying to go viral through a little quick clip from the show. But I don't know. I think the series itself has always been a fun watch. Everyone's been enjoying their popcorn, enjoying all the Real Housewives franchises. But, I was watching recently old Real Housewives of New York, even season 4 through 5, 6, and 7, when Bethany was not there. The show was so fun. I mean, even early Atlanta, I miss Candy on the show. Don't miss Nene on the show, but I miss Candy on the show. And so maybe reality TV could go back to that fun, goofy, light reads and whatnot, and make it more enjoyable, because the way it's going is maybe something to switch up at some point. But Kenya Moore, she's a superstar, and I feel we're missing seeing her on the Sweet 16 season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So who knows what's next for her, what network or what project of her own. But I believe there's a lot of people that still want to see more Kenya Moore.
Hey, Ronnie Jr.